汇集天下大事，聚焦华人热点。西雅图中文电台网络电视。
So they bring together people who have common interests, whether it's social ventures at Impact Hub or digital creatives at WeWork. One really significant omission on this slide is Startup Hall. I hope you've checked that out, just across the street from the University of Washington. And that houses not just entrepreneurs like yourselves, but one of the leading global accelerators, Techstars, and a local investor, Founders Co-op, which also operates a startup weekend and Up Global. So kind of one-stop shopping for entrepreneurs, really close to campus. It's no coincidence. We'd love for people just like you to come and participate in that community. All right, we couldn't do it without angels, isn't that right, Gary? Good to see you. And venture capitalists who are focused on supporting our local ecosystem from the earliest, riskiest stages of the business through to the growth phases. And here again, I sort of telegraphed this earlier, but this is what we do at Startup Seattle to support your growth. We do provide resources and try to educate you about the events and opportunities that you have in the Seattle area. We also celebrate our successes and impacts, from investments to great news, like I shared with you earlier, about the growth of the ecosystem. And the other thing that I will say, as a city, we are focused not just on having a wonderful and growing ecosystem, but we want to be the most innovative and equitable place to start and grow a business. So here's one event that we put together last year that we're really delighted to continue to support, called Hack the CD. It actually took place at my alma mater, Garfield High School, in Seattle's central area. We had over 140 people participating, primarily focused on youth of color in the central district, and 10 companies were launched over the course of the weekend. And I know you know what that feels like. You've all been working very hard towards a similar goal. This is also really exciting and close to my heart. Just last month, Seattle was recognized as a tech hire community from the White House, which means that we are bringing together accelerated training programs and people who have been underemployed and underserved. We're really primarily focused on people of color, those with a low-income background, who've had barriers to education and employment, and connecting them with these accelerated training programs and internships so that they can develop a career in our growing technology economy.
But certainly globally. I look forward to learning about all your business plans, and I'm proud to say that the Washington State China Relations Council has been a partner of CEN for more than 3 years already. We work hard to build positive ties between Washington State and China in the areas of business, culture, and education. And our approach has always been entrepreneurial, where there's a complex and challenging relationship between the US and China. We always work to find a road to collaboration. When many say impossible, we always say possible. And we believe in those possibilities. So whether it's our co-founder who rewrote the shipping laws to allow ships from China to finally dock in the US in 1979, or it's our first Chinese-American ambassador who on his journey to China wore a backpack and ordered his own coffee at Starbucks. It's Seattle is really, I think, the council has put Seattle and Washington State on the map as a center of this kind of creative collaboration and innovative thinking. And I was fortunate to get to know CENEW a few years ago, and I was so impressed by the vision and the leadership of people like Jack, and working together with Andy and Helen and so many other volunteers. And you guys are just so inspiring to me. And you know, we have worked together on programs like our Young Leaders program. We really support what you're doing, and we hope to see you become the next bridge builders between the US and China. So my goal is to empower you. We're all here because we believe big ideas can change the world. The US and China compose 1/3 of global GDP. The two countries emit more than 40% of the world's carbon dioxide. If we can create solutions for them, the impact on the world is huge, right? But there's no room for business as usual. We truly have to be global citizens because the world needs us. The global middle class will surge up to 5 billion people by 2030, and almost 90% of that growth will come from the Asia-Pacific region. China's cities alone will have added 350 million people, more than the entire population of the US today. Consumption will rise, and with that, so will effects on the environment and our health. Two areas where innovation from startups is needed and also welcome. So what is so exciting right now is the breaking down of borders in the startup world. So ideas and capital can move freely between the US and China, and talent can as well. And the end result can be a very interesting hybrid. I will give you a few examples that I have found very inspiring to illustrate what I mean. So PATH is a global health organization based in Seattle. They worked for more than 10 years with a partner in Chengdu. And now they've reached a breakthrough to turn a vaccine from China into an internationally approved tool to fight encephalitis. By 2017, the vaccine is expected to reach nearly 300 million people. That's 300 million, mostly poor children, who are not going to get encephalitis, get sick, or die from it. Another example is Glass Air. A small aviation company based in Arlington, Washington, has just received FAA certification for a brand new composite airplane built in Washington. Glass Air was bought by a Chinese company, Jilin Hanshin Group, 4 years ago, and that investment is what actually enabled Glass Air to transform. And now the new plane not only can fly in the US, but it has a good path to fly to China as well and be sold into the China market. Another example, very close to home, of course, is GIX. UW and Tsinghua University are partners in the Global Innovation Exchange, a new campus set to open next year. And that's where a joint master's degree program in technology innovation will be offered. Students from the US and China will work together with industry on mobile health, clean energy, smart cities, and more. Yet another example, and you'll hear announcements coming out about this in the next couple of months. Research partners in China and Seattle are working together on a precision medicine initiative to analyze diseases, share data, and make much faster advances in healthcare and cutting-edge treatments like immunotherapy. So most importantly from these examples, let's appreciate what we can achieve if we put our heads together. It takes an innovation mindset. So that's a shift, I think, to real global collaboration. We create our own reality, and that's something I learned as a student in the University of Washington. It may seem like other people are the ones who are building the world and shaping the world, but actually, people like you are going to be doing that too. If you see a problem, don't despair. Think like an entrepreneur, and be the solution. Let's imagine the world we want to live in, and let's work really hard together to make it happen. We can. We are living in an era of global integration, and our efforts in this room are proof of what we can do together. So I encourage you to think big, be bold, and take chances. I wish you a very successful event, and to all the entrepreneurs out there, I wish you the power to realize your dreams. Thank you.
With credibility. I don't, like, if I give you big numbers, are you going to believe me? No. So let's talk about specific questions. Is this working? Okay. Okay, so last September, 2 friends and I opened a shop on WeChat. We made food in our home kitchen and then delivered them to our customers. After 3 months, I did a data analysis. By expanding the revenue to a year, this is what I got. It's my first time making money. People used to tell me it was extremely hard. Well, is it? Keep in mind, all of this is operated by 3 full-time students, and we're only selling to Chinese people because we're on WeChat. Several reasons, but this tiny online shop can make so much money. The demand for takeout and food delivery is huge. It's approximately $70 billion. Huge market with too many problems. Food are way overpriced. Even the most.
So today we're gonna define some problems the current coffee decaffeination has and our solution, and then our financial model. So here's our team. We're a team with chemical engineers and MBA students. We also have a technical advisor, Dr. Poso from chemical engineering, and Mr. Phil, our business advisor from Amazon, on our team. So our mission, what is our mission? Our mission is to cash. You may be thinking about this cash. That's what we're thinking too. So we're actually thinking about another cash, which is cash. Care about coffee, health, and the environment. So we are decaf style. Please cash with us. So there's some problem with the current decaffeination process. The customers is suffering and the environment is suffering too. So let me introduce John. So this is John. He's a decaf drinker, but he can never get his favorite decaf. He can never get his favorite coffee in decaf because that is one of the problems with the current decaffeination process. Lack of variety. So if you go to a store today, you may just have one or two choices of decaf. And the decaf today doesn't really taste as good as regular coffee as well. And chemically treated. Do you want your fruit or vegetable to be chemically treated? No, right? So why coffee? So actually today, 70% of decaf is chemically treated to extract caffeine. And it also takes out the antioxidant as well. And the environment. All of the current decaffeination method is high energy intensive and has enormous amount of CO2 emission, which is very bad for the environment. So here's our solution. Our solution is a tea bag. It's natural solvent and containing a tea bag, and it is highly selective to caffeine. So the way you use it is you put a tea bag in your cup of coffee and it decaffeinates for you. So very simple to use. Very simple to use. So how do we cash exactly? So right now, by using our product, you can buy any kind of regular coffee, and you put our tea bag in your coffee, and it decaffeinates for you. And even it works for tea as well. And it is 100% chemical free, and it retains the real taste of coffee. And it doesn't take out any antioxidant as well. And during our manufacturing process, there is no CO2 emission. And the materials we use are fully natural and compostable. So we care about the environment as well. This is how we cash. So let's talk about another cash which more people care about, which is the real cash, the market.
All right, so we all know that coffee has a huge market, especially here in the US. And 16% of that is actually for decaf coffee, which translates to around $300 million of market per year. And is also one of the fastest growing food industry. So the question here now is, how do we enter the market? We want to go B2B. In the first few years, we want to approach companies and cafes and sell our products to them so that the baristas themselves can decaffeinate the coffee for the end consumers, which are going to be you guys. And when people started to get more comfortable with this new technology, we want to go retail so that you guys can go to the supermarket and buy our product and decaf your own coffee at home. So next question is, what's in it for you guys? Well, like we said, we can offer a huge variety of decaf coffee that is now not available in the market. And for companies, they're all going to save a lot of logistics costs because right now they have to ship their coffee beans all the way to Europe where all the decaffeination facilities are primarily located. And finally, because decaf coffee has a shorter lifespan, by not producing them, we can save a lot of wastage from decaf coffee. And briefly, here's our market financial model. So takeaway point from this slide is we will break even within 2 years, and within 4 years, our profit is going to be around $3 million with 63% profit margin. Again, here at Decaf Style, we just want to make your life better, giving you better coffee, saving you money, and saving the environment as well. Thank you guys for your attention. Come cash with us and make actual cash along the way.
Market, one of the fastest growing industry that has gradually changed the way students study. Now, most of the students are searching help online, but many of them are unhappy. We did a market research with 300 college students and 300 high school students. This is what we got. Not many of them are happy with the current system. They think the existing platforms are either inefficient or too expensive. Why? There's a mismatch between what people really want and what is available to them. Many of the students only need help for specific academic questions, but The existing big players try to make them spend more money and time by offering them fixed schedule tutoring session or even give them very expensive tutors. That's not right. And that is 50% of students we're talking about that facing the same dilemma. Okay, that is not right. So we come up with this new solution. Goody is a mobile platform that matches specific academic questions posted by students with other students who are capable of answering. In order to make things work, we develop our own technology, the Eagle Eye, where we can react with current OCR technology by making it more capable of recognizing academic symbols and academic questions, so that when student only needs to take a picture and upload to our platform, we will be able to recognize it and auto categorize it with hashtags for people to search. Also, the I know is the machine learning algorithm we developed to study user past behaviors, their information input, their strengths, even their major and their current courses, so that we can better match those academic questions with people who are most interested and capable of answering.
Hello, I'll be talking about basically our value. Why us? Student to student. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hear myself. Why do students go and study in a group in the library instead of going to their professor's office alone and study right there by themselves? One possibility someone told me was, professor may be like, what are you doing here? But really, the most important reason was students identify themselves best. We identify ourselves best with our own relative peers. So what we want is Goody is essentially bridging the gap between students in need to students with expertise. Now, personalization. When you were to sign up for Goody, we're going to do our best to understand what is your academic interest and what is your personal hobby, so that when you receive a notification from us, you'll instantly understand, okay, someone needs some help from me that I'm good at. Okay, you don't have to spend any time screening or filtering irrelevant information through this app. So we're trying to maximize the efficiency between questioning and answering. Crowdsource. Now, if I were to ask a question, how do I know what is the best answer? Say if I were to post a computer science problem and I scroll through, there are about 10 relevant answers. We believe Goody will, we believe everyone who uses Goody can pitch in their 2 cents. So out of the 10 answers, people can go in and vote and say, I think the answer number 2 is the most relevant answer for you. So in this case, we can, 1, prevent any cheating system going on within Goody and keep the answer quality on the top level. Right now we're in our testing phase. Basically, we're throwing our product in the market, trying to understand and recognize the feedback that the users are giving to us in order to improve our system. Next phase, we'll be bringing out our freemium model. This is all based on the feedback that we've received. We're going to come up with a premium system for a low subscription fee. You get no advertising, faster processing, no limit in your questions, and prioritized question system for you. We'll be able to scale, and we'll be working with advertising companies who can provide relevant information for the students as well. Introducing quick bidding system. Sometimes you need to meet deadline and you have a time constraint. We're allowing users to be able to come in with a monetary incentive and say, the best answer given to me by 10 p.m. tonight will be able to receive the monetary incentive. Here's our traction.
So now we gather about like 400 users and 142 questions solved within the last 10 days when we first launched our product. And we received really 0 bad rating and more complaints, but positive feedbacks. But to further work on our project, our team has the relevant skills. Like our strength is product development and market research. We're all UW students. We're working constantly with our initial users to try to get the feedbacks and refining our product.
Thank you.
Thank you.